everyone, and welcome to this new video. Today, we're going to talk about one of the greatest philosophers in history, Descartes. The French thinker of the 17th century, often called the father of modern philosophy, Descartes wrote a very famous book titled Meditations on First Philosophy. In this work, he tried to rebuild knowledge on foundations so firm that no one could ever doubt them. In this video, we'll explore the first meditation, the true beginning of Descartes' journey towards certainty. If you would like to pause after each section to reflect or discuss with others, feel free to do so. You can also find a transcript of the video below. Ready? Let's begin. The beginning Descartes starts his first meditation with a simple yet dangerous observation. Many of the beliefs he accepted as a child turned out to be uncertain, or even false. For example, he once believed that the sun went around the earth, but now he knows that it is the other way around. And since many of his beliefs were wrong, maybe all of them were wrong. How can he be sure that he isn't holding any other mistaken views? He continues thinking and realizes that indeed he cannot be sure because many of the beliefs he takes for granted have been given to him by others. People tell him that fire is hot, that water is wet, that the moon is made of cheese, and he trusts them without questioning. But how can he be sure that they are right? Maybe someone had deceived him. Therefore, he says, I gathered that I should not accept anything as true or real which I had not proved by some sort of necessary deduction from the principles of mathematics. And accordingly, I began to look around for some such deduction to start upon, and could not do better than to begin with myself. He decided to doubt everything he had learned from others, and to try to deduce what is true and what is not. He decided to doubt everything. The senses cannot be trusted. Descartes begins by doubting the source of his ideas. His senses. Our senses are our windows to the world, Descartes admits. But can they be trusted? Just think about it. When a stick is placed in water, it looks bent, even though it's straight. We trust our eyes and our intuition, but in that case, they were deceiving us. Or when we see a mirage in the desert, it seems like water, but it turns out to be nothing more than light and heat waves. In the distance, a light may seem like a fire, but it could be a star or a lantern. We usually assume that our senses accurately represent reality, but Descartes points out that this isn't always true. As he writes, the fact is that I have often been deceived in similar ways. For example, when I was a child, I had a burning hot fever, and my mother, seeing that I was very thirsty, gave me some water that she took from a jug and said to me, "Drink this, it will do you good." I drank some of it and found it so bitter that my stomach turned at it. My mother, however, continued to urge me to drink it until I had drunk it all. Later, she told me that it was medicine, and I remembered that before I drank it, I had asked her what it was, and she had answered that it was water. I remember quite distinctly that I didn't want to drink it because I thought it was medicine. Nevertheless, I drank it all, believing her when she said it was water.
I certainly wasn't able to distinguish it from water, either in smell, taste, or appearance.
But if my senses could deceive me to that extent, how can I be sure that they aren't deceiving me about other things? Dreams Descartes doesn't stop there. He asks himself, what about things that seem completely obvious, like sitting by the fire, writing in a book, or feeling the warmth of the flames? Surely these are real, right? But then he recalls, how many times has he dreamed of reading, writing, or traveling? And everything in the dream felt absolutely real until he woke up. How can we ever be sure that we are awake and not still dreaming? But here's the key point. Even if we are awake, can't we imagine that we are dreaming? Why can't we be dreaming right now? Why can't everything we see, hear, and feel be just a dream? Descartes argues that we can't rule out the possibility that we're dreaming. To make sure that what we take for reality is actually reality, we need a stronger justification than mere appearances. We need to find a rock-solid foundation for knowledge. But how can we do that? The evil demon hypothesis. Descartes now imagines that
He might have fallen for deception by an evil demon.
this demon is so powerful that it can make him believe anything, even what is not true. Think about it. If this demon could fool him about what he sees, hears, and feels, then what guarantee does he have that he isn't being deceived right now? Imagine that this demon could make him believe that 2, 3 equals 5, even if it's not true. It can make him believe in a whole material world around him, when in reality, nothing exists at all. It could trick him into thinking he's in a completely different place or time. Thus, even mathematics and logic, which seemed untouchable, might also be illusions. This idea is wild, but it gets wilder. Descartes asks, what would stop the demon from making him believe that he has no size, no shape, no parts, no extension, no division? In fact, the demon could make him believe that he is nothing, that he doesn't exist. Descartes writes, there is no such thing as a body, space, or time, or anything else in the world that I can conceive or think of, which is supremely powerful spirit, who knows the laws of nature and can use his power in opposition to them, could not either make me believe or prevent me from believing. Can you wrap your mind around that? An evil demon that can deceive you even about your own existence. The result. Radical doubt at this point. Descartes has cast doubt on almost everything. His senses may be deceiving him. His dreams are indistinguishable from his waking life. Mathematics and logic themselves are suspects. What he thought he knew about the world, about himself, and about the very nature of reality, now seems shaky at best. So, what's left? Descartes reaches a shocking conclusion. Nothing can be trusted except the fact that he is doubting everything, as he says. But when I direct my thought to this point, and consider that I doubt, I say to myself, it is certain that I am, because what can be doubted does not exist, and thus, by doubting, he has arrived at one undeniable truth, the fact that he is doubting. So the first meditation ends with Descartes in a state of radical doubt. But he is not trapped in despair. On the contrary, he sees this doubt as a method, a first necessary step towards finding what cannot be doubted. In the second meditation, he will begin to find that certainty, leading to the most famous phrase in philosophy, I think, therefore I am. Conclusion. So what did we learn today? First, that Descartes doubted everything. His senses, his memories, his dreams, his beliefs, and even his own existence. He did this to find a solid foundation for knowledge, unshakable truth that no one could ever doubt. Second, that Descartes reached a state of radical doubt, where nothing seemed certain except the fact that he was doubting. But he saw this as a positive result, a necessary step towards certainty. And third, that the journey from doubt to certainty is a powerful method. The only way, according to Descartes, to discover what is truly real and true. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Is it possible to doubt even our own existence? Can we ever be sure that we are not living in a dream or being deceived by a demon? And what do you think of Descartes' method of doubt? Does it help you to find certainty? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode in this philosophical journey. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.